here. So I decided that I figured since it's November in Ohio and my R9T and my T120 probably will not make much more out into the wilderness too much. But both bikes, I put over 1,600 miles on them this past year, and most of it's been just around probably within a 200 mile radius, 150, 200 mile radius. And I have to say that they both stay true to what I kind of originally thought when I first reviewed them. And I'll put links in the description below. You guys could go check out the things that I liked and disliked about both on the early onset. Not much has changed from that, to be honest with you. It is, both bikes are great. A little bit different styles on both. Again, this is 1,600 miles, and on both of them, I think the T120 1641 and the R9T has 1645, and I'll show you guys that on the odometers. But so they've got their working around. Again, in the Cincinnati area, and I think about as much as I ride them is maybe up to Columbus, Louisville, Lexington, you know, kind of around, you know, the, like I said, about a 200 mile range, 150, 200 mile range. And they're great bikes. They really are. If you want a little bit, as I said before, if you want a little bit more of a racing style bike, I would say the R9T is probably more in that arena. At least it's a more of aggressive seating position. And the T120, the Bonneville, is just it's the old classic cafe style, and it is fantastic. It is, you know, I think Triumph is kind of like, you know, the Harley Davidson of England, right, of Europe. So, and it's very cruiserist, you know, that kind of a ride. It's very, very comfortable. Again, two different styles, very aggressive. Like I said in my other videos, it loves to get up into the higher gears faster. This one can tool around in second and third gear, and you could live in that for a period of time, especially when you're around town. And but again, both bikes are fantastic. Really haven't found anything wrong. Now again, I don't ride them in the rain. I don't really take them outside unless it's really nice outside. And that's just because I want to preserve them kind of almost the way that they were purchased to a certain degree. There's only been a few things added to both bikes, and but again, I wanted to do the 1,600 mile review because they've been fantastic. So again, service thing on the Triumph, I still have to go to Columbus to get anything service done. Granted, it's had its one service. The R9T had its service at 600 miles as well. Both pretty expensive. I would tell you that both bikes were around the $300 to $400 range for the first service. And again, a lot of that has to do with, like, if you know how to change the oil and stuff like that, which again, as you guys have got to know me, I'm not very mechanically inclined. Not that I can't do it. I just don't want anything to go wrong with the bikes. And I know the Triumph's pretty easy to do it. The R9T is going to be pretty easy to do it, but I don't have the tools to do any of the data updates or the you know, system updates, the electronic updates, and then you can't error out the messages either when the service lights come on. So I think there's probably workarounds for that. There's probably apps and things that, so I just don't even bother. I just take it into the dealerships and have them do it. So yeah, I do pay a little bit of a premium for that. And I guess I'm blessed to be able to do that, because others I know it's expensive. You know, owning these bikes are expensive. You probably see the two bikes in the background. I have a GSA and the Aprilia Touareg now, and you know, it costs a lot to maintain the bike, especially when you're riding them as much as I do. So, but yeah, so nothing's been wrong with either bike. They've been absolutely fantastic. I would tell you that if you're in the market for either one of them, just ride them both. Obviously, understand the little bit differences between the R9T and in the good old Bonneville T120, or anybody that, you know, anything that's in this arena, and you'll be able to understand that for the most part, there are differences in the way that they work. So just be cognizant of that, because again, one's a little bit more of a racing style, and then the other one's a little bit more of, I say, cruiser type style, where it's a little bit more comfortable to ride, especially if you're doing any long distance. Upgrades, I would tell you, if you're going to do either one and you're really looking for these bikes to do more than maybe around town, or you want to take a trip on either one of them, I would probably tell you to get new suspension in the rear. Not that it doesn't support me, and I'm a big guy, as you guys know, but I would tell you, for anything long distance, if you really want to tour or anything on these things, I would get suspension. The R9T definitely need a seat upgrade. You definitely need to have it reupholstered. I mean, I love the seat the way it is, the color of it. It's fantastic. But I would tell you that I would probably take it and get some padding or something done to it to make that seat a little bit more bearable, because it is pretty stiff. The R9T does come with heated grips. The T120 does not. They both have cruise control, which is good, especially if you're going to do any touring or anything like that. But yeah, I would definitely, if you're going to do anything more to these bikes than just ride them around within 100 to 200 miles, I would definitely look at getting suspension, and then just obviously doing some upgrades. Like, I have a windscreen on the Bonneville here, but although that does a little bit, it does help a little bit, but you're going to need a bigger windscreen if you're going to do some touring. And then obviously this one's naked, so unless you really like to ride like that, you probably want to get some type of wind protection as well on this. And things just start adding up, right? I mean, if you guys saw my Touareg when I bought the Aprilia, that 660 cost me, close to almost $4,000 on accessories just to get it upgraded, and I did not do anything to the windshield. So, but yeah, I would definitely say that two great bikes, a little bit different riding styles. You can't go wrong with either one. Triumph makes a great machine. BMW does as well. I know there's probably others in this arena, this segment, but these have been two fantastic bikes, and I just wanted to kind of give a latest update on the 1,600 mile kind of where I've at with these bikes. And so, not that they'll be going totally into storage for the winter time, but they really haven't seen any more than probably just bopping around town for 20-30 miles and then back in the shed here. So anyways, hopefully this helps, gives a little bit more insight onto the bikes. Like I said, they're both fantastic bikes. You can't go wrong with either one of them. So take care. Thanks for stopping by. If you can, like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and really appreciate your guys' support out there. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.